You know how a quick online search can give you one story, but the real picture is something else entirely? Well, today we're putting that to the test with the University of Buner. We're going to compare its public snapshot with its own story and see what's really going on between the blueprint and the reality.
Okay, so right off the bat, things get interesting. Wikipedia gives us the bare bones version. Approved in 2012, 7 departments. Simple enough. But then you jump over to the university's official website and whoa, it's a whole different world. They're talking about a big vision, 5 major faculties, and more than double the number of departments. So, which one is it? Let's figure it out.
All right, every story has a starting point. To really understand how this university went from just an idea to what it is today, we've got to go right back to the beginning. So, this place didn't just pop up overnight. The seed was planted way back in 2012 when it got the green light. But for years, it was actually just a branch, a campus of another university. The real turning point was 2017. That's the year it officially stood on its own 2 feet and became a full-fledged chartered university.
So you see this term public university? What does that actually mean here? It's pretty straightforward. It's funded by the public, through the government, specifically for the people in the Buner district. And that's not just some minor detail, it's absolutely central to its entire purpose and its promise to the local community. We've got the facts and the timeline down, but what about the heart of it? What's the big idea, the philosophy that's driving the University of Buner? Let's hear it from the leadership.
Now, listen to this quote from the vice chancellor. It's really telling. The focus isn't just on grades or degrees. The key words that jump out are ethical and moral values, leadership qualities, and research culture. This is a vision for shaping not just smart students, but well-rounded citizens.
Okay, so a big vision is great, but how do you make it happen? Well, here's their 3-step game plan. First, get the latest tech into the classroom. Second, make sure what you're learning actually connects to a real-world job. And third, make sure all of it, the tech, the skills, everything, is built on a solid foundation of ethics. It's a really practical roadmap for a pretty inspiring goal.
And when you boil it all down, it comes back to this one simple, powerful idea. Knowledge is power. This is the engine that's driving everything else we've just talked about.
Now, let's see how that grand vision actually plays out for the students. What can you really study at the University of Buner? What does it all look like on the ground?
The university's entire academic world is organized around 5 core faculties. Just think of these as the big buckets of knowledge that everything else fits into. This chart gives us a fantastic snapshot of the university's focus. I mean, look at that. The sciences, both physical and social, each make up a full quarter of the entire academic landscape. What does that tell you? It seems to say a lot about the kinds of skills and knowledge they believe are most important for the future. Okay, so remember that Wikipedia entry, the one that mentioned just 7 departments? Well, here's the reality. You've got English, computer science, economics, zoology, and so many more. Over 16 in total. This list right here really shows you the journey from that initial blueprint to the bustling institution it is today. That is some serious growth. You know, a university this size is like a little city. It needs a whole lot of infrastructure just to keep the lights on and the classes running. So let's pull back the curtain and look at the administrative engine that powers the whole thing. It's basically split into 2 camps. On one side, you have the teams focused on the student experience, handling everything from student affairs and sports to the hostels. On the other side, you have the operational backbone. We're talking finance, IT, and all the planning. You need both of these sides working in perfect harmony for a university to run smoothly. So, we've looked at the history, the vision, and the day-to-day structure. Now for the bottom line. What's the University of Buner's official status, and where does it go from here? And this slide is pretty much the official seal of approval. It's chartered by the government, it's registered with the Higher Education Commission of Pakistan, and it's recognized under the law. There's no ambiguity here. The University of Buner is a fully fledged, legitimate member of Pakistan's higher education system. And that really brings us to our final thought. The Vice Chancellor said, higher education should help make our life in harmony with our existence. That's a pretty profound idea, isn't it? As this relatively young university continues to grow from its blueprint into a complex, living reality, it really leaves us with a big question to ponder. What role will it ultimately play in shaping its nation's future?